Hi, Karen Curry Parker here with your weekly Human Design Evolution Report. Being a human being is hard, and part of what makes it hard is the way in which we are hardwired gives us energetic themes, and when we misinterpret the purpose and the function of the nature of our human blueprint, we create sometimes suffering when there could be ease. We create struggle when there could be grace. And certain energies, when they get triggered in the celestial weather or when we carry them in our own human design chart or our own energy blueprint, have the potential to give us lessons, have the potential to give us places where we get triggered or we get hurt. And we forget that the purpose of these energies is not so much to torture ourselves or each other, but instead to use these energies as part of our creative toolbox. Everything about being human is ultimately about learning to master your human creative journey. And when we explore the blessings and the gifts that the planets are bringing us this week, we are being given an opportunity through the celestial weather to expand upon what we believe is possible in our realities. But if you don't engage with these energies correctly, there certainly is a lot of potential this week for there to be intense energy. Let's just call it that. Right. We are in, first of all, the final week of Mercury retrograde. And let's remember that a Mercury retrograde cycle is really a cycle within a creative cycle that allows us to draw back and to recalibrate. And certainly, just to review, the energies of this cycle have been a lot about looking at how do we recalibrate our emotional energy in the direction of creating what we really want to be creating in our lives. The sun this week transits through the gate 17, the earth through the gate 18, two energies that I would potentially consider to be somewhat dodgy if you look at them out of context of what else is going on in the celestial weather. The gate 17 is called the gate of opinions. The gate 18 is the gate of correction. And certainly both of these are energies that work best in the world when we're in relationship with others, when you wait for people to ask you to share your opinions or your correction. And if you're not waiting, the danger here with these energies is that they can be perceived as really hurtful. Okay, so when people this week are offering up their opinions and they're offering up their corrections, don't take it personally. That'll be the major takeaway in your protecting your heart and your soul this week. Don't take criticisms or opinions personally this week. It's in the stars. It's just people in their very sometimes disconnected way trying to help you. So see if you can go for the, oh, these people are trying to help me, instead of, oh my God, they've just slashed me to the core of my heart, of my creative being. All right. Now, both of these energies are really beautiful energies when we reframe the way in which they function and when we reframe how they work. The gate 17 comes off the Ajna center. It's an energy that is all about expanding and exploring possibilities. We are looking at the world, we are exploring where do we have patterns, and we are contemplating what patterns, what else is possible in our reality that we can add to the expansion of who we are, what we're creating, what we want to be manifesting or deliberately and consciously cultivating in our lives. So certainly one of the most powerful things you can do when this energy is transiting, and this sort of feeds into the theme we've been playing with for the last couple of weeks, is the question, what else is possible for you? And that question is not just from the purely imaginative place, but it's also from that place of being confronted with something in your material reality, whether it's a conflict, whether it's something somebody said, whether it's an agreement that's been reneged upon, whatever is going on in your reality. Instead of going into the opinion piece and into the criticism piece and into the emotional piece, stop, take a step back and ask, what else is possible? You can't create with the same energy that the problem originated from in the first place. If something is coming up in your reality and you don't like it, you can't dive in with the same vibe. So the planets are inviting us to instead go, okay, do you like this? And if your answer is no, not really, then you have the opportunity to recalibrate your energy and point it in the direction of something better, something different, something more expansive. So certainly this week, before you dive in with your thoughts and opinions without being asked, take a step back and ask yourself, what else is possible in this situation? What kinds of solutions might I be able to generate? And at least if you can't come up with the solution, and you might not be able to because that's not always how it works. Usually the solutions come from outside of ourselves. At least hold on to the possibility or the imagination that there is an elegant solution to whatever challenge is facing you. And that's true not just in our personal lives, but even on a global level. The energy this week promises to be pretty dicey, and it's an energy that could have a lot of potential opinion/criticism slinging happening. And if we dive into that energy, we miss the opportunity to take a step back and say, okay, what else is possible? How can we craft a different set of solutions? How can we create a different energy that's going to support us in consciously manifesting a totally new scenario here? The gate 18, the earth energy, is the energy of correcting patterns. And even though we don't like it sometimes because we take it personally, it's actually a really important energy that invites us to look at, okay, what is the pattern here? Is it working? And if it's not working, what in the pattern needs to be corrected in order for us to move the pattern towards a greater expression of joy? That's the crux of the bulk of what's going on this week. Now, we have to add a little bit more information about some of the other shenanigans that the planets are stirring up. Mercury, the planet that has been retrograding and causing us a lot of emotional turmoil and even technological challenges and opportunities to explore how aligned are we emotionally with our intentions and our goals. Mercury gives us our last and final thrust this week before it goes direct again at the end of the week, inviting us to explore on the low level, where do we have doubt and suspicion, in particular self-doubt. You may find that the energy of self-doubt has been triggered even more deeply, or that your doubting is coming up in your communications and your relationships. Where perhaps are people doubting you, or are you doubting others? Where perhaps have you allowed suspicion to run the show? The 63 is also about asking a bigger question, a more valid question, and that is, what's true in the situation? And is what I'm perceiving actually in truth with a capital T? What's the bigger truth of what's going on here? So again, the big challenge for this week is maintaining perspective. Can you step out of whatever situation you might be in, particularly in our personal relationships, and really ask yourself, is what's going on actually true? Are the beliefs, the stories, the perceptions that I'm holding, are they actually true? And if they're not, what do you need to do to bring them back into harmony with truth? Or if they are, how can you create a solution to the situation that's more loving, a better reflection of the value and the truth of who you are? Because you don't have to settle for less than what you deserve. Okay, now, it's going to be dodgy. There's intensity in the planets this week. And it's an intensity that at the end of the week is going to feel provocative. And that intensity is, again, pushing us towards holding true, giving us the fire, the passion to hold true to what we think is possible. Not to get lost in the nanny day-to-day opinion slinging stuff that has the potential to go on, but to instead go, okay, I'm going to take a step back, maintain my perspective, ask myself what else is possible here, keep that fire of possibility burning under my vision, and use that fire to stand firmly in faith. And so even if it looks crappy, even if it doesn't look at all like I thought it would, even if it looks despairing, for you to be able to take a step back and go, okay, right now it's not reflecting back to me what I was hoping for, but there's something going on here in this alchemical process, some dross perhaps that needs to be burned away, some realignment that needs to happen to deepen your commitment and your connection to your focus, to whatever it is that you're seeking to create in your life, and use that deepening and that fire to push yourself forward by holding the vision. Not by succumbing to the little pieces here and there that might seem like they're falling apart, but to keep moving forward and holding true to that vision no matter what. Now, some good news for some of you. On Saturday, Neptune finally moves out of the gate 63, which is the energy of doubt and suspicion that, yes, is in Mercury this week, but has also been playing in the big celestial weather for the last couple of years and has been keeping some of you in a state of self-doubt or doubting others or doubting what else is possible, has maybe even been clouding your vision from being able to see the bigger truth of what's really going on here. This movement of Neptune from the 63 to the 22, which is the energy of grace, promises to give us a much sweeter, much more delicious spiritual connection that promises to trigger in our lives a greater quality of synchronicity and magic. And we can tap into that synchronicity and magic, the unexpected fulfillment of intentions, the way in which we fulfill our goals that transcends us trying to figure out the how. We can move into that quality of sensing and feeling and being surrendered to our support. Notice that I said surrendered to our support, meaning you get it because you exist, not because of what you do. That when we can emotionally calibrate ourselves to a quality of faith that holds true to our value in the cosmic plan, our unique place in the cosmic plan, and when we can keep our emotions regulated and positively expecting the best, and we keep our work in the place of service to the greater good, then we can move into this beautiful collaboration with Neptune that says, you're going to get everything you need, everything you deserve to support you in fulfilling your purpose in the cosmic plan. You will be given all the resources you need to make this world a better place. So stop worrying about it and instead tend to your connection with Source. Stay in that state of grace. Stay in that state of alignment with you trusting that whatever it is that you need, however you need it, whenever you need it, whatever you need to know, whenever you need to know it, will show up as long as you hold the frequency of energy for that. So again, the planets, as they have been for the last couple of years, the planets are continuing to train us to cultivate faith. And the vehicle through which we can live in faith is the power of holding a positive mindset, the power of stabilizing and maintaining positive, high-frequency emotional energies, taking care of ourselves, addressing any self-worth issues that you might have that might be blocking you from receiving, and letting the heart ultimately run the show. So it's a nice move. It's a beautiful move. It's a beautiful move that deepens the spiritual awakening that we're in and ultimately supports us in this cycle of grounded action for the next 7 years. Grounded action that says, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's next. Everything feels unpredictable, unprecedented. Maybe even sometimes it feels like the rug is getting pulled out from under me. That's pretty common for the next few years. That in spite of my brain not knowing what to do next, I stay in a state of faith. I hold the fire under the vision of what I seek to create, and I trust that when I let go of my need to figure it out, when I let go of all the details, when I let go of how it should look, I surrender, I relax into a place of sufficiency and know that everything I need is going to be taken care of. Everything that I want to create in the name of service is fully supported. All I have to do is be who I am, fulfill my role in the cosmic plan, and do whatever needs to be, move whatever needs to be moved out of the way, correct whatever patterns need to be corrected, change wherever you might have limiting thoughts and beliefs, move that stuff out of the way so that you can expand your state of surrender, expand your place of being, expand your role in the cosmic plan, and do what you came here to do. So that's the big overview. Bottom line, don't take anything personally. Keep your mouth shut unless somebody asks you for your opinion. Use this time to continue to calibrate your mind in the direction of what else is possible. Keep working with your emotional energy. Don't let self-doubt and suspicion or your lack of focus on the long-term vision, don't let those things get in your way. You're going to have a great week if you can do those things. And if you really need to, Go spend some time alone in nature. Trees don't criticize you. Trees don't have opinions. Grass is beautiful. All of that makes you feel nurtured and supported. And the more you sustain those quality of energies, the more you engage in higher order archetypes, the more you expand your emotional frequency, the more you calibrate your heart to receive whatever it is you need to receive, and all is well. Have a great week. Take good care of yourselves. Bye.